And it looks like it's over between Porsha Williams and Simon Guobadia. Well, at least when it comes to Simon's appeal in regards to their divorce. But it's not over between them when it comes to a social media battle. Also, Dr. Heavenly's son is in the headlines for a 2023 arrest where he allegedly decided to use his car and charge towards a police officer.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we have some Atlanta-related news, and when I say Atlanta, all the reality shows based in Atlanta, and more specifically when it comes to Porsha Peach Juice Williams, formerly Guobadia, and her divorce from Simon Guobadia. As you know, the last update that we gave you when it comes to their divorce was that Simon was appealing the divorce finalization, the settlement, where Porsha was supposed to receive spousal support, 50% of equity once she sells this $7-point-something million home that they have together. Simon was like, no, I'm not going to let this happen. And apparently, it did happen. Today, his appeal was denied. Shout out to our friends. You know we love to cite our sources here. So I have a couple of people to source here. Both Michelle Brown from Straight from the A and Girls Are Fighting on Twitter because they summarize this for us. They say this in their tweet. Porsha Williams scores a legal victory as court denies Simon Guobadia's appeal. In a major legal update, the Georgia Court of Appeals has officially denied Simon Guobadia's application for a discretionary appeal in his ongoing divorce case against reality TV star and entrepreneur Porsha Williams. According to official court documents dated September 9th, 2025, that's today, the appellate court considered the application and issued a firm ruling, denied. This decision halts Simon's efforts to escalate the legal divorce battle through the appellate system, marking a significant win for Porsha Williams. With the court's seal and certification by the clerk of the Court of Appeals of Georgia, the ruling is official and final, at least for now. And not when it comes to social media, because Porsha, and mind you, me innocently I didn't see it directly, seeing the blogs post about this, Porsha went on her Instagram and said, "It's over, thank goodness." Heart emoji, prayer hands, clapping hands, grateful, she says. Well, Simon decided to take to social media and say, here we go again with Miss 265. Still has learned absolutely nothing. And then he puts the monkey emoji with the hands over the eyes and he puts hashtag it's over my ass. Gemini man, petty, 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 petty. That wasn't the last thing that Simon said on social media. Again, citing our friends over at The Girls Are Fighting. Simon posts on his Instagram story. Let me just enlarge this. He says, plot twist, you didn't make the cut for Daddy December 2025, Nigerian flag. And then he put hashtag, he spelled it wrong though, hashtag find another daddy. Okay, Simon. Okay. I'm not surprised by this. And look, for those that are team whoever, I'm not team anyone in this situation. I always say this when I report on this story. I'm not team anyone because all of them knew what they were doing. Fallon knew what she was doing. Jalen knew what he was doing. Simon knew what he was doing. Porsha knew what she was doing. And she knew what she was getting into because once they announced this relationship, the cat was out the bag. So much information about Simon came out, only for us to find out even more, even worse. This is not his first deportation out of the United States. So part of me is sort of like, well, is this the real last time that we'll see Simon Guobadia on the U.S. territory?
Hell no.
Probably not. But we shall see. At least with this administration, probably. Unless he has $5 million and he can buy his citizenship. Then there's that. It's never going to be over when you're living in a house that he owns. You're always going to have some sort of communication with Simon. And for those that don't know, we've been recapping and revisiting season 6 when Porsha was divorcing Cordell. And now looking back now, all these years of what we know about Porsha, I look at the Cordell situation very differently. Because a lot of people back then looked at Porsha as this innocent lamb that didn't know what she was doing. And maybe she didn't know exactly what she was doing, but she wasn't completely innocent either. And now fast forward, it's the same reindeer games. And I honestly believe, like Nene says, you never win if you're going to play dirty. She doesn't say exactly like that, but you know what I'm saying. So that is the update when it comes to Porsha and Simon in the divorce. The appeal system said that you can't move further with this appeal. I'm not surprised based off of how the divorce played out. Simon, just lick your wounds and move on to another. But I get it. Because of how big Porsha is and because of how public this is, Simon, like any man, any petty man, is not going to want to look like he lost anything. And again, has he really lost anything? We also reported to you about the attorney liens that are on this home. We also don't know how much equity is in this home. If she does decide to sell the $7-point-something million home, how much equity was actually in it? Will these attorneys' fees actually eat up whatever money she would have gotten? Who knows? Who knows? But we do know that everyone in this situation got exactly what they deserve.
Won't he do it?
New York City, you still have an opportunity to be a part of our show this Friday at the Green Room 42. It's the final show of 2025, the final show of our summer tour, the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live experience. A night of hot topics, tea being spilled, and featuring our friend, the Brooke Ashley, will be in the house as well as our hostess with the mostest. We will be talking about everything, including the hot topics that we're talking about in this video and so much more. Bring your tea, bring your questions as well, and I will see you all very soon. Don't forget, this is the only show that has a live stream option, meaning no matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to watch this show live and be able to continue to watch it for one whole week. Ticket information on both ticket options are 2 separate links for in-person and for live stream. So check out the description for more details, and I can't wait to spill some tea with you guys this Friday. All right, as you know, people have been waiting to hear about what's happening with Married to Medicine. What I'm waiting to hear is if whether or not this story of Dr. Heavenly and her son's legal trouble will be a part of her storyline. Or is this move to become a politician a way to have a storyline, but also distract from what's really going on? So we've been following this story. We haven't reported on this story because there was no solid information at this particular point. And we had Dr. Heavenly do an interview with a fellow content creator where she says, I asked my son, and my sons, they knew nothing about it. They knew nothing about that. And they're broke and they can't do it.
Get into the whole story. I'm going to get into the storyline, and then I'll let you tell us what you want to tell us about the situation. First thing I saw when I woke up this morning was Dr. Heavenly's son has been arrested for assaulting a police officer.
You know what? I saw that too, because I'm in these YouTube streets too, and it scared the shit out of me, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I'm like, damn, I got 2 boys. Now, I pretty much could think about which one it would have been, but I called both my boys, and I feel like if you assaulted a police officer, you would be in jail. Now, neither one of these brother Tucker say got no money. So, you know what I mean? They might try to keep some shit from me, but if they did, they would have been in jail. Both my sons are well and fine, and I called them, and I was like, listen, what's going on? Everybody good? So we good. So we good over here. Praise God. Y'all scared the shit out of me with that, because it scared me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I woke up to this morning.
I raised my boys better than that. You don't touch no cop. Like, you don't even argue with a cop. Do what he say and let the mama handle it. That's what I would tell them.
So this was fake news.
I have not had anything about that. I ain't heard nothing about it. I called both my boys as soon as I heard it. You know what I'm saying? And both of them are well and fine.
Lord have mercy. I'm totally happy to hear that.
That was scary. Made my heart pump. When I saw it, I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I hear a whole lot. My man got biracial kids, last name Cam. You know what I'm saying? If it's true, I don't know shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Because my boys is broke as hell. They ask me for money for food. So I know. You know what I'm saying? So God is good.
Well, here's the thing. I figured there was something to it because you didn't call me and cancel.
Well,
you didn't call me and cancel. So that told me a whole lot. So
but even if it did, I wouldn't have canceled. I'd have just been like, listen, my damn boy, it ain't me here. My damn boy did some stupid shit. That's what I would have said. You know what I'm saying?
Dr. Heavenly, if I see that go up my timeline about one of my boys, I would be distraught.
It scared the shit out of me. But at the end of the day, love is life. Life is love. I love all my children unconditionally, and I would have taken care of it, baby. Trust me, I would have taken care of it.
This is all the things that she said back then, only for us to find out, oh no, something really did happen. Let me tell you exactly what apparently happened. So they said these allegations stem from February 23rd of 2023. This is over 2 years ago. Damon Kimes Jr., not the dentist, because everyone's mixing up her son, Zachary, with his brother. No, this is not the one that works in her dental office. This is her other son, Damon Kimes Jr. Son of Married to Medicine, Dr. Heavenly's son was arrested on February 23rd of 2023 on allegations of aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer, reportedly after driving his car toward the officer. Excuse me? Based off of what the Reddit streets were saying, they said he drove his car towards a police officer. He allegedly drove his car in their direction. This happened in 2023. So they said that the case later progressed with a grand jury indicting Damon Jr. as of March of 2025, indicating prosecutors had sufficient grounds to move forward. So the update that everyone's been talking about when it comes to Dr. Heavenly's son, Damon Jr., they were saying that subsequent reports noted that Damon Jr. was placed in a court monitoring program or pretrial diversion program, which typically permits defendants to avoid formal prosecution by fulfilling certain requirements. And we're going to go through that in a second. But reminder, Dr. Heavenly's public response, they said back in April of 2025, Dr. Heavenly addressed the rumors directly. While acknowledging that her son had an encounter with authorities years ago, she clarified that it was not a recent incident. She also stated that no charges were ultimately filed, describing the situation as a big misunderstanding. This is from the Jasmine brand when they wrote about this back in April of 2025. But as I said to you before, she did an interview where she said she spoke to her sons and they knew nothing about it. They always ask us for money, so if he got into trouble, we would know. Since then, as I mentioned to you before, this diversion program that her son has to enter, these are the requirements. We're going to get this from our friends over at The Girls Are Fighting on X. And again, always citing our sources, they're summarizing what Lakeisha Keisha on YouTube, who's the original reporter of this. Because again, what do we do here, y'all? Say it for me in the comment section. We cite our sources. So the Girls Are Fighting report this. They said Married to Medicine star Dr. Heavenly's son put on a court-appointed program following criminal charges. The tea is still piping hot, according to The Girls Are Talking, and now it's coming with legal documents to back it up. YouTube blogger Lakeisha Keisha had obtained official court records confirming that Damon Kimes Jr., son of Married to Medicine star and congressional candidate Dr. Heavenly Kimes, has been placed in a pretrial adult diversion program following previously reported criminal charges. Now, the Fulton County Superior Court has officially ordered Damon Jr. to participate in a court-monitored program that mirrors probation, but with conditions meant to keep the case out of trial if successfully completed. Here's what the court ordered: 24 months of supervised diversion with early termination possible if all requirements are met, 40 hours of community service, which is not a lot. That's a week of work if you do it. Monthly check-ins with the diversion officers in person or on Zoom. Completion of a Thinking for Good course. Vision board and goal-setting exercise. Mental health evaluation within 6 months, plus adherence to any recommended treatment plans. Individual counseling twice a month for mental health support. Release of HIPAA forms to allow compliance monitoring by court officials. If Damon Jr. fails to meet these conditions or is arrested again, the state has the right to move forward with prosecution. The court filing dated August 5th of 2025 couldn't have come at a high-profile moment, with Dr. Heavenly actively campaigning for a seat in Congress. Dr. Heavenly's son, Damon Kimes Jr., was arrested in February 2023, as we mentioned before, for aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer after allegedly driving his car toward an officer on the Georgia State University campus. Here's the thing. I don't know how you guys feel about this. However, one thing I can appreciate, instead of just throwing him in jail and locking away the key, it seems as if what jail on outside the U.S. is treated as more as a rehabilitation, as opposed to here in the States is just chosen as a form of punishment and not trying to rehab the person for what they may have done. I feel like in this particular situation, it's like they're giving him an opportunity, maybe because this is his first offense, giving him an opportunity to be better and not be a part of this system. I can appreciate that they're even doing this. I've never heard of this before. And I'm not sure exactly the grounds why they decided not to move forward with this. Who knows? But what I do wonder is whether or not, because a lot of people always call out Dr. Heavenly for always being in everyone else's mess or always stirring the pot for self-producing and never talking about her own family stuff. And here's the thing. I've always said, well, not everyone's family has drama all the time. Again, hence why those families normally don't do reality television. However, something like this that's actually happening in your life, for this not to be talked about on some level would be kind of surprising to me. But it also, I've been one of the people that speculated, is this all going to be for a storyline? Recently, Dr. Heavenly sat down with Pastor Jamal, Giselle Bryant's ex and well-renowned pastor, talking about how it took Bravo a long time to figure out how to include what she's doing this season for running for politics, because they've never had someone do that. It's not really something that you're supposed to do. But they ended up coming back, and she will have this be a part of her storyline.
I didn't know on Bravo you ain't allowed to run for office.
Really?
We're not allowed to run for office, but hell, I didn't know it. And ignorance is bliss. Because
Yes.
baby, I had already switched the thing. And if I feel like I'm changing, I'm doing something unprecedented.
Yeah.
Because initially it took them 8 weeks to get my contract together because they
Yes.
said you can't do it. You can't tell me what I can't do.
That's right.
Then they did it again, the same thing, right? It took them 8 weeks. We only filmed 12 weeks. It took them 8 weeks. They
Wow.
had to get outside counsel to see if they could cover it, how they could cover it,
Right.
and things like that. And they came back and and they got the parameters where they can show it.
My thing is, if all of this is playing out with your son, which happened back in 2023, if all this is playing out in 2025 with your son and they don't talk about it, I will be giving Bravo, the producers of Married to Medicine, the side eye. Because no matter what, yes, it's not directly Dr. Heavenly, but this is her child. And he's been a part of the show. I feel like on some level, we don't need to get into the nitty gritty of it all, but it is the reality that a lot of people can relate to in regards to family drama. It might not be your personal drama, but it's a part of your family. And you did insert yourself by issuing a public statement about it. Obviously, her child. Fine. Guys, I want to know your thoughts, because I waited for a while because there was a lot of speculation on whether or not this was a real story. And I saw that she had addressed it and denied it at one particular point. But it looks like at one particular point in April, she did say that there was some sort of misunderstanding. Guys, let's continue this conversation in the comments section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.